And we are back with Manly Banter. This is Bash.
And this is Bader.
And we're here with Dirty Kinbasa.
Hey guys, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm Tony.
And I'm Ben.
So we're talking to these guys across the pond, doing a little collab today for an episode, just bantering back and forth, getting to know each other better, explaining what we do on our podcast. We're basically, they're the England version of us in back and forth.
And we're the half-retarded version of them.
Yes.
Yeah, let's face it, this 3 hours of prep on the technology, that was all you.
That was us.
We're
I was ready in 4 minutes.
Yeah, that was, so yesterday we had that issue, and it took us 2 hours yesterday, 2 hours today, and the whole time all we had to do was just plug in a fucking cord that we didn't plug in.
And turn the volume up.
Yeah, turn up the volume.
Turn up the volume.
The volume was the worst part. Thanks for reminding us about that.
There we go. We're recording now, though, so hopefully it'll be alright. Hopefully there's not too much lag on the line. I think there's about half a second or so, which, considering you're probably 6,000 miles away, that's pretty good, isn't it? So hopefully that won't come across too much on the recording, and we'll have a good time with it.
Yeah, for sure. So I know before, we should have just been recording the whole time, because before we even started this, we were kind of talking back and forth, and the shit was pretty gold. Tony's had a hell of a life, huh? And Ben, you're a character too, but Tony just, like, he goes all out. He blew out my eardrum, fucking yelling at me a little bit.
Yeah.
If he's going to do that again, I'll put my hands over the mic.
I won't do it again.
If he's going to do that again, he needs to go about 3 blocks away.
We were just talking about military things, weren't we? Cause,
yeah.
You know, and you were talking about the cadences and how we don't use them in Britain and things, and I just demonstrated how we shouted. That's all. Hey,
So,
Bader.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Where was the last place you had a wank?
On my toilet 3 days ago.
Okay, I've got a news article here from a British newspaper.
Okay.
I'm going to read you the headline. I thought I was at home. Where do you think this is going?
It's going to Florida, I'll tell you
Shall
that
we
right
take
now.
a guess before you start?
Let's not go. Let's I'll just read the article to you. See what you guys make of this, and then we can talk about the most unusual places we've knocked one out. So,
All right.
Monday was a big day for Leonard Brown. His first day back in the office after just under 18 months of working from home because of the COVID-19 virus. But the 56-year-old, it always has to give their age, doesn't it?
It'll be shit reporting if not.
Yeah. The 56-year-old had been at his desk less than 2 hours when he whipped out his cock and started wanking himself off.
Good lad.
The administration worker from Lowestoft, Suffolk, was dismissed from his job immediately, and security guards were called to escort him from the premises.
Okay,
But
so this...
there's more.
Oh, God.
Now, dad of 6 Leonard is campaigning to get his job back and claims he was unfairly dismissed. He said that every workday for the last 17 and a half months I have whipped my strides down and had a quick hand shandy at 11 a.m. on the dot. It's a hell of a shock to suddenly be back in the office surrounded by people, and I guess I thought I was still at home.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
Fucking COVID.
I honestly did it without thinking. Cock out, Pornhub on, and away we go. I soon realised my mistake when I heard the gasps and complaints. I admit it was wrong, but I think I have had some kind of retraining before I came back to the office, so that's why I'm suing for unfair dismissal. I want my job back, or at least some compensation. Millions of people are going to be heading back to the office over the next few weeks, and this is going to happen time and time again. I'm absolutely sure of it. Companies need to heed my warning and give training on how to come back to the office safely, or there will be an epidemic of office wanking, I tell you. A source at the firm, which cannot be named for legal reasons, simply said, "We sacked him." So what do you reckon, guys? Unfair dismissal?
It's a creature of habit.
I
Are they not just discriminate against wankers here?
Has he got a case?
He's got a case. You can... Dude, when you gotta wank it, you gotta wank it. Just just tug away wherever and whenever.
Yeah, but
As long as
would you
it's
do it in the office? Are you so unaware of your surroundings?
Been there, done that. No,
What?
I'm just kidding.
No, my thing is, I think that he has a case that he could just blame it on the pandemic like that. Like, it's.
Do you
I've saw
not think
dumber
too
shit
much is
blamed on
being
the
blamed
pandemic.
on the pandemic? Yeah, I don't
But
know.
then he might have fucked himself because now, well, I mean, he did fuck himself, but it's now he's admitting that at 11 o'clock every day he's fucking on the company dime jerking off at home.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
You've got a valid point there.
Yeah, they might have a counterclaim against him. Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
gonna
how
want
long-
compensation for the time spent winking.
Yeah.
when he should have
it's-
been working. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking is. I don't know, man. That's a
Well,
a hard
to
one,
be
but-
honest, I'm going to say this, and you hear this a lot in our podcast, but I blame the Americans.
blame the Americans. What? I don't know any
We
Americans
never
that got
never
caught
used to
jacking off yet.
used to sue
Well,
people
Florida.
in this country. You know, all of a sudden, American TV comes across the Atlantic, and everybody's suing everybody.
it's the American way.
It's the American way.
Okay,
You know.
So the suing part, yeah, that's totally American.
So we're right, you're wrong.
I'd say that the you guys have a case against America there. So
America.
but it's
America.
America.
yeah. It's,
I want to hear their best American accent if they can try to pull it off.
yeah, there we go.
My wife's my sister.
It sounded like me.
Apart from the accent.
But yeah.
Oh my god. I think there was didn't we have
We had some questions for him, right?
yeah, and then I wanted to ask them, they just asked us for the one with him jerking off in there. But I was just gonna say, like, jerking off in the office, we haven't had people come back from COVID to jerk off in the office. They've been doing that before pandemic. So
Oh yeah. We just go in the bathroom stall and jerk it.
Yeah.
You hear the belt jiggling
I
while
think
they're sitting on the toilet.
yeah, you guys have like a little bit of amateur hour going on over there.
Yeah, maybe we need to catch up. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
just catch up, get a couple of winks going. I thought so. Now that we're talking about it, what we should just what's the weirdest place that everyone's popped one off? Should
Well,
I start?
I am currently wanking on a podcast.
Oh,
We're talking about wanking each other or ourselves.
when's the last circle jerk
Hey,
you had?
Don't worry, I'll get my turn.
We'll need to sit a bit closer though.
Oh, you're gonna need a magnifying glass for that one.
Yeah. I got one right here.
You're gonna need a bigger one.
No, I mean Tony's seen me wanking this dog here, and he's just getting jealous. Oh, hang on, you meant me?
Shit. Dog's laying across his lap. That's why he loves you.
The big
To be
fucking
fair,
smile.
the dog does have a look of contentment.
So instead of you putting the peanut butter on your balls, you put it on the peanut butter on the dog's balls and lick it off, right?
Well, we're not really peanut butter fans, are we?
No, it's an American thing, is that?
Yeah,
Oh shit! What do you guys have?
and well,
We got treacle. Does it get any
Treacle,
more
what?
British than treacle?
What is
With dipping
that?
and stuff? It's like maple syrup, but nice.
no, you're thinking. Well, we have
But nice.
we have black treacle, which is like molasses,
Golden
and
syrup.
then we have golden syrup, which is all. We also call that treacle, and that's like
It's just liquid sugar.
It's a sugar
basically,
derivative.
So you put okay.
You have it on your
That
you have it on your
sounds better
porridge.
than peanut butter, huh?
You have it on your porridge.
Yeah, it's basically a gloopy diabetes
Porridge.
in a tin.
Dribble it off your
Porridge is
Like
soup.
grits.
Oh yeah, okay. I was wondering what porridge was there for a minute.
May I have some more?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. No, you may not. You're an orphan. You've got to work another 18 hours before you can have another bowl of gruel. You know, and things in Britain haven't changed. You'll be pleased to know.
Yeah,
A little
you know,
nod there to child labour. I'm going to say child labour's bullshit.
It is,
It
it's
never
shit.
happened.
It's shite,
because
innit?
I got my kids out to do my my YouTube channel. I got a bike restoration thing. And it took me to supervise both kids to do 5% of what I could have done. So that's not an efficient way, is it? It's not efficient. So I'm going with child labour has never existed because it would take more adults to supervise the kids than it would to just let the adults do the bloody job.
You actually got to the supervising work stage. With my kids, I get the answering back, the gobbing off,
the hissing,
the flat refusal, the feral hissing. You know, I don't get them anywhere. You know, it's like I might as well not even ask them. I might as well just do it myself.
I just unplugged my modem.
Yeah,
straight out there.
My daughter's only 2. I can't get her to pick up her toys.
Come on! If you'd have grown up round here by the age of 2, she should at least be able to pull a small cart.
What the hell? My daughter
mule pulling it.
My daughter punched me in the face yesterday for taking a toy away. So I mean,
you don't raise them properly.
The worst thing with really really little kids is they don't have any like neck stability, do they? So you're holding them, you pick them up. Next thing you know, their head has collided with the bridge of your nose.
Yeah.
And your eyes are watering and your nose is bleeding. And they're all there like... and you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake. Oh,
somebody take the fucking child off me.
Yeah. And I remember the first time...
the kid to hold your nose.
The first time I saw my my eldest daughter, she'd just been born. I'd had to cut the umbilical cord. And they give you, in British hospitals, if you're going to do the dad thing, the proud father thing, and you cut the cord to your child, plastic scissors, and that cord, it's like boiled leather.
Yep.
So you're there trying to chew through this bloody cord. I understand why wolves actually do literally chew through it,
It'd
don't
be quicker.
they? Yeah. So you're there, and I realise they give you the plastic scissors to stop you stabbing it. Because,
they've seen
and I
you
say
work.
it because... Right, the mother has carried that child in her womb for 9 months. She's bonded with it. All you've had to do is listen to her moan for 9 months. Right, listen to her gripe and complain. So the first time you see this thing, you've got it on a bench, like a hospital bench in front of you, and you're trying to cut part of it off with a tool that's really, you're trying to do a professional job with hobby tools.
Yeah.
And it's not working. The thing's striking, it won't shut up. It's been a little bit oxygen starved, it's painful. And there's a woman over your shoulder making sure you're doing it right in a nurse's uniform saying, "Oh, isn't she lovely?" And a voice in your head says, yes. And you realise that was your voice. But your actual brain's thinking, fuck no. This is not lovely. This is like some kind of purple alien that you've just presented me with.
Congratulations, you've got a squid.
Yeah, and they're horrible. And I'm going to say, I didn't bond with my children until they were at least, 5 or 6 years old.
So late.
Really?
Yeah, I reckon so. Before that, they were just a bit stinky and trashed my house. Well, actually, one of them still is that way. So...
The other one's a ghost.
The other one is a ghost. You just hear doors slam.
Oh shit! I remember cutting the cord for cutting the umbilical cord when my daughter was born, and it's surprisingly slippery. They gave me the actual shears to cut it.
Yeah, they did for
but
me
I
too.
went to go snip through, and then the cord just slid right out of the scissors. The shears.
Maybe they gave me plastic ones because I looked like a stabber. I don't know.
Yeah, fucking
special set.
Yeah.
Special scissors for special dads.
We don't trust you with sharp objects. Here, try this with plastic.
They watched you pull in on the short bus.
Yeah.
He still had his helmet on.
I'm taking his helmet off to use these scissors.
They ask you questions as well, like when you're about to leave hospital. Oh, have you got the correct car safety seat for the child in your car?
Yeah,
right?
They did ask us that too.
Right, and
I came in on the fucking Harley.
And I lied. I said, "Yeah, I have. Yeah. I'm not just going to let her rattle around in the boot.
It's got a
I'll
dog
put the
basket
baby
on
in
the
the
back.
side saddle.
Yeah.
I did actually. I am actually guilty of that because you see, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, And child safety wasn't something that was really a consideration for anyone then. If you,
I mean,
Hell
if
no,
you died,
you
you
lay in
died.
the
Here,
back windshield.
you know, it very much was survival of the fittest.
Yeah, I mean, we had a van, a Passat van, and my stepdad was a butcher, so it had a
Meat hook.
Just hang me up.
Hang
Yeah.
the kids on the meat hook, yeah. By the nappies.
It had what can I describe as a fiberglass bath for picking up
Yeah.
bodies and So he'd just tip it out, hosepipe, done, clean. I got in this fiberglass bath. Now, when you're driving, that's pretty fucking slippy. So for an 8-year-old, that was a right laugh. But looking back now into the current health and safety wrapped in cotton wool generation,
Yeah.
that's fucking dangerous, you know. I was
I
sliding
don't-
around in there.
I don't know if we've ever talked about it on our podcast, but one of my memories of childhood, and it was perhaps one of the hardest things you could do was go on holiday with my parents. You know, it was. I mean, the first thing they did was they bought a frame tent. You know, it was huge. It was heavy. Tent poles in those days were not the flexible carbon fibre rods of today.
No.
These things were big metal poles that slotted together. Well organised people had insulation tape around the ends of the poles, so if you were clever, you'd have the red bit goes into the red bit, and the blue bit goes
that's
into
clever.
the blue bit, or the two black bits go into the two black bits, and the one black bit goes into the one black bit, and so on and so forth. The first part of the holiday was the first day of everybody on the campsite watching my parents shout and swear at each other as they put this frame together. While we, going back to the child labour, very, very small children, were sent with a 10-gallon water container to go and fill it and bring it back, and of course it was heavier than us. So that was the first day of holiday.
Yeah.
Two small children dragging this barrel across a field. If we'd have had any sense, we'd have rolled it.
My mum's retired recently, and they said one of their great pleasures on these motorhome sites is watching somebody rock up with a caravan that's got an awning, and they just sit back with a drink and watch them try and put it up, you know?
Yeah, the
Divorce
awning is
material.
the hardest part, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
I had a question for you guys.
Go on.
Now, seatbelt safety wasn't really a thing until like the early 90s here. Like, it never was a law or mandatory to have them. It was always optional for some reason.
1983 was when it came in Britain.
Okay, all right.
French cars, Citroens, they brought out one, the Citroen BX, and that had a warning alarm to tell you didn't have a seatbelt on before 1983, which was very annoying for people because it wasn't even a legal requirement back then. But yeah, 1983 there were a lot of changes. Seatbelts in cars, indicators on motorcycles, turn signals. Blinkers, what you call them, yeah.
Blinkers,
Yeah.
Well, we use turn signals
say-
as well.
And indicators. too.
Indicators.
Yeah, before that they used to just use their arms, point.
Yeah.
I am going that way.
I feel like
point.
a lot of our language barrier is just because like one country was just pissed off at the other one, and they're like, no, they use this word, we're gonna fucking make something a little different.
Like cookies and crackers and biscuits or
Now,
whatever.
you see,
Well,
we do have cookies,
cookie's a
but cookies
cookie,
are
right?
a type of biscuit.
Yeah.
You know, cookies are
But what
cookie dough type
you have
biscuits.
gravy on your biscuits, but what you call a biscuit isn't what we call a biscuit, and what you call gravy isn't what we call gravy.
So wait, do you guys have biscuits and gravy there?
No.
Like our version?
A biscuit
Don't
is
put
a
gravy on biscuits,
sweet
you
thing,
fucking freaks.
whereas a gravy is a savoury. a meaty... it's the juices from the meat made into a sauce that you pour over your savoury dinner.
Your Sunday dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so gravy here is we add. Well, I do add like flour and milk to like bacon grease or sausage grease.
Yeah.
Milk?
No,
And then
you
pour it over a biscuit
you
and
wouldn't
then shit
you
my
wouldn't
pants.
use the sausage grease because it's horrible. You'd use the dripped meat juices from a roast joint of beef.
Damn,
You
that
wouldn't
sounds
use it from
pretty good.
the
does.
sausage fat is not clean enough to do it really, so we wouldn't do that. I'm don't get me wrong. There's probably you probably cook them in a different way so that it works, but we don't really do that.
You
Not
know
with-
what
not
you're
with
forgetting
sausage.
here, Tony? Americans eat
No.
like they've got free healthcare.
Yeah, but
Well, some of us do who don't work.
Yeah.
the class lower.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
They get the state aid health care. So there's like no co-payments, no nothing. They just go in and it's taken care of.
So you eat like a campground raccoon.
We have people over here that do that. They're called Scottish. They basically take anything that's unhealthy
And deep fry it.
like a chocolate bar, candy bar, and they deep fry it in batter.
Fuck, we're basically the Scots.
Yeah, America deep fries everything.
Hey, a pizza. Let's batter it and deep fry it. You know.
That's a pizza puff here.
Yeah.
I see they just
Oh,
got
so
a fucking
they
name
do
for
it.
it.
They've got a name for
like
it.
they got free healthcare,
A pizza puff.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny
It's
how
a
a
delicacy
puff's
here.
something very different in America? Isn't it?
Yeah.
What's a puff there? What is that?
A puff over here is an homosexual man.
Oh,
Yeah, over here we just call that
fairies.
our uncle.
Yeah, see, a faggot over here is like
Well, we say-
a battered onion thing.
Well, in 2021, everyone's offended by that word, but here on the Manly Banter and the Dirty Kimbasa, I don't think that matters.
Oh, well, in Britain, a faggot is a type of food.
Oh, it's a
okay.
cigarette or a bundle of
No,
twigs here.
and a fag butt is a cigarette end.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah,
say that
we-
anymore. It's not
But-
1980.
Yeah.
But if we put that on Facebook, we get banned.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 2021. We're all a little gay, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
They're all
we're not, are we?
sensitive,
It's
yeah.
just the rest of the world is offended, and if they're not offended, they'll be offended by proxy and save it for later to be offended at a time
Yeah,
they
of
feel
course.
fit.
Being offended is just bullshit, man. Because, like, fucking... I hate when someone, that's offensive, Then fucking plug your ears and don't listen. Walk away.
Yeah,
Like,
if it's just a joke intended to be humorous, it's not intended to really upset anybody, is it?
No.
Right.
It's okay to
Exactly.
be offended because nothing happens.
Yeah, that's
you
the
know?
one.
Absolutely nothing. You still wake up the same dumbass you were the day before.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
And then you wake up and you forget about it. So what the fuck's the big deal?
To you guys, your fanny is your ass. Over here, a fanny is a minge.
It's a hairy triangle, yeah.
A fanny?
Yeah.
It's a hairy triangle. So
You
that's,
got it
so
round
it's
the wrong
bush.
side. So when we hear Americans say a fanny pack, we sort of just go,
Yeah, we call it a bum bag.
yeah.
We got to bring those back.
Yeah, fucking.
Actually, to be fair, I have been shopping recently. I've not found one I quite like yet, but I am looking for a bum bag,
A fanny pack.
a fanny pack.
Are you going to carry it around the front or the back, or are you going for the side?
I think I want it to put round the back because it's for when I'm on the bike.
Well, I want to wear it on the front and cut a hole in the back of it and put my wiener through in case anyone wants to put their hand in and try to steal from me. Steal
That's a
this.
good idea, yeah.
It kind of is.
Kind of.
You could have like a fake 20 hanging out of it so they reach in, especially.
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly.
My feet isn't gonna go up high enough to reach into the back.
Go to the mobile phone store and get one of those dummy iPhones.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and just like have it
Oh, yeah.
hanging out, so ready for
Yeah.
the pickpockets to get an unwelcome surprise.
I want to get one of them shock phones to fuck with people.
Yeah.
Like pretend to drop it and
The fake taser phones.
Yeah.
But what happens if you
I've not seen
accidentally?
those.
What happens if you accidentally tasered your penis?
Well,
That's
then
pretty
I'd probably
smart.
get an erection.
Would you though?
Probably like it.
Would you, or would you end up 3 feet away on your ass shitting yourself?
That's where the erection comes from.
you come and shit at the same time.
Fair
Two
enough.
birds, one stone. That's how you lose weight, right there, guys.
Yeah, yeah. Now I've got a question for you. One of
yeah.
you guys said you met your wife on Hot or Not website.
Yeah, that was me. That was Bash.
Did you click not or hot?
Hot.
Right. Because coincidentally, so did I.
Clicked Not.
On hot or not? Did you really?
I did,
Wait,
yeah.
you really
I met Quan. Yeah, I met Quan on Hot or Not, yeah.
Did you?
And randomly, because,
You told me you met her over a game of backgammon at university.
well, I tell everybody that I got her on tiebride.com, right? And I got the 2-for-1 deal, sold the shit one. And that's what I tell everyone. But actually, we met on Hot or Not randomly because her friend was sat at her office PC wasting time and clicked yes to me. Quan was totally unaware of this, and then conversation followed onwards from there. So yeah, just
all right.
random.
So it was actually Quan's friend that liked you.
Yeah.
And Quan ended up stuck with you.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
She shit on her properly.
I'd never actually heard of Hot or Not until I heard that Bader had met his wife on Hot or Not.
No, not Bader. Bash. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Bash.
I met mine when I was we grew up on the same street as each other as kids.
So she's your sister.
Yeah, it was same house and everything.
Yeah.
Same bed.
To be fair, it makes it handy, doesn't it?
They might be twins.
She's my identical twin, yeah.
Actually, though, when we were kids, Ben used to date identical twins.
No shit.
Both of them?
Ben used to date both identical twins, and I once asked him how he could tell them apart. And he told me it's quite simple, Tony. Cynthia has got long, blonde, curly hair that she always ties in a ponytail. And Derek has a moustache.
Dude, I knew it was coming.
The old ones had a...
I was waiting for one of the twins to have a wiener. Oh, shit, that's awesome.
I think we have something like that on our last episode with Paulie, that we were talking about
I was
twins.
asking, do identical twins have the same size penises? Like, obviously, if it's a girl, she'll have the bigger dick. But, no, it was... And then we actually researched it, and they said identical twins, typically, they are about the same size. Because this one twin, he's married to a woman, and she always talks about how good the first date was, and the first date was with his brother, not him. And I'm like, well, how wouldn't she know the difference in their penises? I mean, if the date was that good, they probably, got it on. So we had to Google that and figure out what was going on there. We Google everything now, don't we? We don't look for anyone to fucking tell us what's right and what's wrong from their experience. We're just like, what's the fucking internet say?
If anything ever happens to you guys, I promise I'll fly over, I'll take your computers, I'll throw them in the sea.
We appreciate that.
All right.
Just don't open certain files that look suspicious.
Googling it on his daddy's computer, though.
Yeah.
If
You're going to piss his dad off. And judging by how deep his voice is, he's about 8'6".
Well, actually, I thought it was James Earl Jones.
It's a bit deeper than that.
I thought it was Darth
Darth
Vader.
Vader over here.
Yeah. When he came in, he was dum 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 dum.
Bash, I am your father.
Dude, fucking, just whatever you do, don't click on the file that says totally not porn.
Okay.
Whatever you do.
I think we all have we all have a file like that, don't we?
You don't need to these days. Yeah. Just go on totallynotporn.com, don't you? Yeah.
Totally not porn.com.
Oh,
fuck, man. It's like fully dressed women and shit.
Yeah. And that midget on my screensaver is a relative.
Identical twin.
That's an identical twin.
That's pretty good.
Bash dated a 3-legged midget once.
Yeah. That was a tripod.
This is kickstand dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I had a fight with a midget once.
No shit.
Yeah, shit. I had a fight with a midget. So, I was quite young. I was on leave from the army, and we'd gone into town, and we'd gone to this like fake Irish bar called Seamus O'Donnell's.
What was it called?
Seamus O'Donnell's.
Okay.
And it was all right. It was a good crack in there. But as we were getting to the bar, the door burst open like a swinging door, and a very, very angry midget walked out.
Beautiful.
Now, I actually used to work as a bouncer at this same place at one point, but this was after that. And, I was kind of known to a lot of people around, because I'd worked there. I'd stood on the doors on a Saturday night throwing the idiots out. And
so was that throwing the midgets out?
No, throwing the idiots out.
Idiots out, right.
So anyway, this angry midget came charging out. He banged the door into one of the members of staff on the door, pushed someone else out of the way, says, "What are you looking at, you lanky streak of piss?" and hit me.
Beautiful.
That's funny.
And the thing is, he hit me quite hard. And I'm gonna say it.
Stocky these
He
hobbits.
got me in the chops. He got me in the chops, and it rocked me. And
Jumped
he was
for it.
surprisingly strong. He then continued to hit and kick me, and he was hurting me, right? And because of the commotion, a crowd was gathering, and it kind of left me in a dilemma, you know. So what do I do here? Because like, if I punch him, it's like people will be like, "Oh my God, you fucking decked a fucking midget, you horrible bastard!" You know, Jesus Christ, you know.
Having a moral dilemma before you hit him, yeah.
But at the same time, I'm also getting battered by this midget. You know, he's actually hitting me, he's hurting me, and he's damaging me, and I'm trying to fend him off. At one point, I put my hand on his forehead and held him away, which just antagonised him further.
Yeah.
So in the end, after it seemed like minutes, but it was probably only seconds. I came to the conclusion what I must do. So I picked him up and I bounced him into the wall, and he went a bit quiet. But
You're playing darts with him.
I just sort of like threw him off and threw him into the wall, and again, like I expected, I got the oh, I can't believe he did that. Oh, what an arsehole. You know, it's like, he's a fucking arsehole. I think we should call the fucking cops. You know, that kind of thing was going on. But yeah, I mean, what was I supposed to do? I mean, what would you have done?
I would have punted him.
I would have kicked him across the face.
I think I got a delivery.
Look, you know what, man? I'm
Amazon
not the type to
man's
give a shit.
Amazon man's come. Amazon man's turned up.
Oh, yeah?
I tell you what, I'm going to
That's
drop
me.
kick my fucking yodel man.
Hang on. Save it.
Wouldn't that be awesome if I was at your door right now? Because that's
Right.
what I do.
That's
Yeah,
my
right.
Amazon delivery.
Yeah, that was the Amazon
Good
delivery.
shit.
Are we recording?
We recorded. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we're recording.
Ben's just had an Amazon delivery this week, right? I'm not being funny. I've had a yodel delivery. Now I've not been in. I've been working away. He's been back 6 times, and every time I get a text message. Hi, this is your yodel delivery man. Not going to be in. You know, leave instructions here, and you go on the website, and I leave instructions, and it says, "Hi, I'm not going to be in. Can you please take it to the back door and leave it in the yard? Thanks." You know, that kind of thing, right? Well,
Yeah.
by the 6th time, my patience is wearing one thing, and eventually I got the parcel dropped off in the backyard by the back door, and it actually said on the label, it had printed out on the label my delivery instructions.
Shall I read it out for
Why
him?
don't you read it out for them? Yeah, so this is off the label of the box.
It says,
Okay.
goods to be left at back door, you cunt, like I've asked every day.
Now you shouldn't have to be like that to get it better, to get it sorted, should you? You know, you shouldn't. What's the point in having a facility to leave instructions if they're just gonna fucking well ignore you? It's something that's really triggered me as this. So
I need to know: did they leave it at the back door for you, or did they bring it to the front?
After he called him a cunt, they did.
helpfully, every day he uploaded a picture of my front door to prove he'd been. You know,
Oh my God.
What a
but
fucking
it was
idiot.
only when I called him a cunt it got left around the back. And this week we've got a different driver who's equally thick. So I think I might be having to take some days off work, stay in, and
And wait for your package.
call it. We'll have a corrective discussion. So if you're listening, Matthew and Alex.
Have the name on it as well.
The yodel drivers. Yeah, well, it comes in the text message. Hi, Alex, your driver missed you today and won't be back in the area. You know. Fucking fuck off. Fucking
I feel
arsehole.
bad for you, man. He's just trying to get his fucking anal beads, and they're just leaving them at the back door, or at the front door. He wants them in the
It
back.
wasn't anal beads actually, but it was from that website. I'd ordered a thing called a double intruder.
Definitely not analbeads.com.
Yeah, definitely not analbeads.com.
They got that 3-foot double header.
It was actually Vital Truck Parts, which and it's delayed me repairing my truck.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
That is some
In
bullshit.
the words of your stereotypical Englishman, it's left me jolly cross.
Jolly cross.
Jolly cross.
That just means pissed off, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like the condom that flew across the room.
The condom.
It got pissed off.
Oh man, dude,
You said dude again.
Huh?
You said dude.
Oh, I did say dude.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh, dude!
Doing it,
Fucking
dude.
A. I was trying to do without the dude, man.
I tell you what I hate more than dude. My
What's
G.
that?
When the young guys say my G.
What up, my G?
What up, my G?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ! And the other one, I nearly, sick. Oh, mate, you work sick. How dare you?
Oh, very nice.
How dare you?
That's sick, bro.
Fetch your father. I'm going to slap him silly.
I think the ones who say "Yo G," those are the ones who wear their fanny pack sideways.
They're the ones that have the tracksuits but don't do any sport.
See, I do an ironic G with a girl at work. She's a train dispatcher, and she's Nigerian, and as black as you like. She looks like a Nigerian, and we always have a good laugh, and we always do the, sister to another mister, all that,
Cool.
And if anybody questions it, we just go, yeah, we're twins.
It's funny because I've got a friend in Nigeria, and he's actually the president of the Central Nigerian Bank.
Has he left you an inheritance?
No, but a guy's died, and he's promised me that he'll split this money with me because this guy's died intestate.
Oh dear!
And what a friendly fellow, He just messaged me out of the blue, And my friend, and he is the president of the biggest bank in Nigeria. That's great. To be fair, his English isn't great.
Well, it's not.
He just needs your,
and he even spelt the name of the bank wrong. Sorry, but fair play. He must be a hard worker to have got to that position.
He must have been.
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm trying to refrain from saying the dude thing.
Dude,
don't say it. Don't say it.
Interrupting it. I think it's my way of cutting into a story. I was sitting here and I was thinking back to when you were talking about your camping story, and I don't know why, but I randomly just remembered I did something when I was a kid, and it just kind of reminded me of how dumb kids are. I was getting firewood and trying to bring it back to our campsite, but my parents, they were off by the shower area, so I was just bringing wood and throwing it on the fire, and the fire kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I wanted to show how strong I was, so I grabbed like this super long ass branch to bring it back to the camp, and I just threw it on the fire, but part of the branch was touching our tent. And the fire started going over to our tent, and right as it hit our tent, my dad come running up and stomped it out and shit. And that was the first time I ever saw him be pissed off at me. And this fire was huge too. Like, we really shouldn't have been having it. That thing was probably about like 6 or 7 feet high. It was big. I don't know why that reminded me. I just kind of randomly went off on there. We were talking about cunty package delivery guys.
Did your father beat you?
No.
Just as meat.
With a burning branch.
Did he? Did he not? No? Oh, wow.
My mom beat my ass a couple times, but my dad never did.
My dad, he used to have leather slippers.
Oh, shit.
And, he'd often... I had a younger brother, and we used to fight so much. It's funny when you think about it. We're quite close now to my brother Richard.
That's not what you normally call him.
No, I can't repeat that on the air. Even in these circles. Not unless you want your podcast shutting down. Richard and I used to fight a lot. And eventually, obviously, a parent would snap. And in those cases, we'd get a slipper around our backside, which would inevitably mean whoever hadn't been hit with a slipper would
laugh like fuck. Yeah.
But my father was a fair man. We always both used to get cracked, whoever was in trouble.
One for punishment and one for laughing at the punishment.
That was the one, yeah.
Oh man, I always ended up getting caught with the big wooden spoon or a ladle or something like that.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
A ladle? You got hit by a ladle? Right, the belly tickled you. Luxury, lad, luxury. It's like being whacked round the bottom with a soft cushion. I bet you had a chair to sit on as well, didn't you? We had a spike.
We had a spike.
My grandmother, she was an old school woman. She was the type to have you get like a thin switch off the tree type. And
But like,
one
yeah,
time,
birching.
yeah, it's birch.
Birchin.
Yeah.
We discussed
they-
this on
like-
our podcast. One of Ben's dad's mates, they used to have this punishment until very recently.
The Isle of Man.
On the Isle of Man, it was like one that you could actually still be whipped.
Are
You know.
Americans aware of what the Isle of Man is?
Do you know what the Isle of Man is?
No.
All right.
The Isle of Man.
Have you heard of Wales?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like stuck onto England. Well, the Isle of Man is an island just above it.
Yeah, between Wales and Ireland.
And they still have some archaic draconian laws there. You know, so you can get a whipping ordered by the local magistrate there.
They've stopped it now.
Have they stopped it now?
It
Right.
ran into the 80s.
It ran into the 80s, which is quite late. You know, for
That's
Britain.
crazy.
And they have the world-renowned
So yeah,
TT racing.
birching. It's like having your ass whipped with a very, very thin branch.
You know, that was
Yeah,
the
so
sentence.
What did the
this
guy say
got.
to your dad's mate? I'm going to split you in
That's
half.
it. Yeah, the guy, he said that it's half the shame
Say that
of
in
being
prison.
bent over with your ass out.
Yeah.
And then the other thing
Yeah.
is this Man Mountain walks in ducking under the door and then whispers in his ear, I'm going to fucking split you in two. You know? So,
That's what they say in prison, guys.
so then he takes this nice piece of birch and tries to tear you a sideways asshole, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll.
I don't think that kind of thing goes on as much in British prisons as it does in like what we see in the media and American prisons.
America's prisons are pretty rough when it comes to that, and the guards let it go.
Very,
lot of
very,
rape.
very, very dangerous places. British prisons, I think. Well, I've known a few prison officers, and order tends to be kept more often than not.
Well,
Yeah,
what the Manx
we,
guy said...
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'd want to go.
No. The Manx guy said...
And for clarity, I haven't done anything that warrants I go either.
Officially, yeah. But the Manx guy said nobody'd been back for birching twice.
Yeah.
They learnt their lesson.
I believe that.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I actually learned a really valuable lesson when I got the switch, because it wasn't. I didn't get it across my ass. What happened was we got caught. Me and this neighborhood kid, we got caught stealing.
Would you see that?
And
To be fair,
she did it
she was
across
in
our
her rights
knees.
to cut off your hand.
yeah. She had us both put our hands out like next to each other, but you're putting them with your palms up.
Yeah.
And she whipped across our hands on the top. I haven't took shit that ain't mine since.
Well,
But,
that used to go on in British schools.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They still do it. The
Oh,
nurses
some of
still
the-
do
No,
it.
no, they don't
around
do it
here.
anymore.
Well, no.
Catholic.
The Catholic
Catholic
schools,
shit.
yeah.
But that was known as getting a cane.
Yeah, getting the cane, yeah. But
nuns.
you say you learned from the experience. Me and my brother, we were slippered several times.
Several times a day.
Oh shit!
So-
Yeah, as far as we just did like some stupid ass shit like every other kid did, but this time we were like stealing out of one of her friends. Like I think we were stealing out of her garden, like taking her garden decorations, and then we'd go break them and do stupid
Yeah.
shit because we were just dumb kids.
Little
Yeah, you
bastards.
fucking deserved it.
Yeah, you deserved it. Yeah.
He said you fucking deserve it.
Yeah, we deserved it at that
Bit of
point.
pain never hurt anyone.
No, just in the moment, not long term, right?
That's it. Long-term good.
You know, did you guys have like I was talking to you about the red flyer wagons yesterday, and I wanted to bring up a little story. We had this. So do you know what a red flyer wagon is? Like
A fire
those-
engine.
A fire
metal-
engine.
No, the red. It's like a pull wagon where kids can get in it. It's like a little
Oh, like a little
four
four-wheel...
wheels and a handle.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
shit.
yeah. And the front end's on a
Okay.
dolly so it turns and...
Why is it a fire wagon? Has it got fighting equipment on it?
No.
Why'd you
we
call
were
Why'd you
kids-
call it a fire wagon?
No, it's a red flyer.
Flyer with
Flyer.
Flyer, yeah.
We used to build bogies, like a
Bogies
little
was
wooden go
like
kart.
boxcars.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
yeah, so boxcars.
Yeah.
Flyer, okay.
flyer
We
wagon.
used to
Okay.
race. Yeah, we used to race those wagons down this hill that we nicknamed it Suicide Hill because at the end of the hill was like just woods, and if you go far enough through the woods, it drops off into like a little ravine.
Nice.
And we would race to the wood line, and we went riding down there one day, and we set a ramp up so that we could try and jump and land over in this little wood chippy area.
Well, there's no point building up all that speed and wasting it, is there?
Yeah. Oh my god. So I went for the ramp. I jumped off the ramp. I made it. I was fine. The kid who was with me, my little partner in crime, he was a really small ass kid. And when he went flying down, his wagon must have hit the ramp just right, and it broke the ramp. And this kid fucking sailed. He belly flopped across wood chips and everything. And we were using the red fire metaphor for gaining gaining momentum, but don't hit any trees and shit like that. Yeah. And dude, I remember I think he broke his collarbone and shit like that because we were doing just the stupid random shit. And we went through so much stuff, and this kid would always get the worst end of it, though. I think I might have been the bad influence in this whole thing.
Yeah,
it was
we had
rough.
a similar
I wasn't going anywhere with the story. I just wanted to talk about being a dumb kid.
we built a bogie, a go-kart, but my childhood carpentry skills weren't brilliant, and me and a couple of lads built this thing. It had a stick for a brake.
Right.
With a nailed onto the side of it, and you pulled the stick. It acted like a lever and pressed against one of the wheels.
Yeah. Because one wheel braking's always good. Yeah.
And so that was a token nod towards a brake. And we went up to Scammondon Dam, and down the path that goes
the hill climb track.
They actually use it for motor racing hill climbs, don't they?
Yeah.
It's very steep, and it curls left, right,
A
in
slalom track,
a slalom track. Yeah. And so we were going down there. We'd got about 10 feet, and the guy that was on it with me jumped off and bottled before we built up any serious bit. And I stayed on there.
So he had intelligence.
I got about halfway down before the brake came off in my hand. A wheel fell off. Then the whole thing disintegrated. And to cut a long story short, there was very little skin left on my body.
Oh shit, man.
But yeah, you live and learn, don't you? Or you don't. So
or you don't. Yeah.
I remember getting I got my first motorcycle because I crashed and skinned myself up pretty good. The guy was letting me test drive it, and he said if you wipe out, it was a 96 Yamaha Maxim.
I know what they are.
I got one of them.
Yeah,
I got a 650 Maxim.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. This was a 650. And so I was driving. I thought the guy was flying up on me behind me in his truck, but he really wasn't. He was going the speed limit. I was just going slow as fuck. And I go to turn all sharp, and I hit just this gravel hill, and I went flying off. And it was the one time I was wearing a helmet, and I beat the shit out of the helmet. I scratched up everything, my ribs, and the guy comes up to me and he's like, "You okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm okay." He goes, "Okay, well, you just bought the bike too, by the way." And I ended up having to fix up the bike and pay for it. That shit sucked. And then there was another time. I know you guys are motorcycle guys. I was listening to your stuff. You guys were talking about your motorbikes and that.
Yeah,
so
we like motorbikes.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you call it motorbike, motorcycle. I don't.
Inside you, there are two wolves. One says, "I like motorbikes." The other says, "Lol, same."
That's pretty accurate. I think the scariest thing I ever did was I was driving one of the crotch rocket type things. It was a Yamaha FZ6.
I'll stay on four wheels. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'll kill myself on two wheels.
Dude, I was flying on this bike. I was hitting 100 on a back road, a little over 100 actually. I started getting to the point.
Probably about 60.
Yeah. Well,
American
we
miles
know
are
how
different.
American miles are, and we know what bikers are like. It would probably closer to 60.
I'm thinking 45.
Yeah.
45. 30 and a
It
half.
might have even.
Yeah.
It was about 26.
Yeah.
So I was driving and a deer came out in the road, and I about shit my pants. I just closed my eyes and said "fuck." And then by the time where I was like, "Man, I really should have hit this deer by now." I see the deer off to the side of the road and everything. After that, I never went fast on a motorcycle again. I actually sold the motorcycle after that. I just didn't want to have anything to do with it because I thought I was going to die.
Oh, bless you, you massive fanny.
Yeah. That was my moment there. I was a little pussy.
We tend to have bikes that we go feet first these days.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't have that kind of bike anymore. I don't think my back could stand it.
Sitting up instead of laying back like a crotch rocket.
Oh, okay.
Like a Harley style
Yeah,
bike.
I got you. I thought they were talking about a wheelchair with their old ass. So.
Yeah, well.
Look, as long as it's a V-twin,
To
nobody
be fair,
cares.
I reckon you could give me a wheelchair and I'd do faster things on it than you would on that bike.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I was thinking those motorized carts on the infomercials we always have. What are
Oh,
those?
yeah.
They're actually something that really pissed me off because we see them everywhere now. A couple of years ago, my great uncle died. Some closer members of his family bought him one of these towards the end, and he wouldn't use it. He refused to use it. He'd rather walk 100 yards to the cricket club in absolute agony than
get on the
than
spaz
get
chariot.
on this fucking spaz chariot. You know, because he still had some pride. And it's funny, actually, there was one just at the pub around the corner from Ben's house as I walked up. There was one parked outside the pub, and it actually said on the seat in big white letters, Pride. And I really don't get that at all. You know, it's just... You know, I mean... To be honest, I think I'm like my Uncle George. You won't see me in one of those.
Yeah, but you didn't hear it ticking over. He's got a V8 under there.
Yeah, that's I get where you're coming from on that too. I don't think that would be I don't think that's a pride moment at all.
Although I do know a lad who was run over by one.
Oh fuck.
That was embarrassing. It really hurt him as well because they'd got up a bit of momentum, a bit of red flyer. They've got heavy battery packs, haven't they? So there's a bit of weight to them.
Oh yeah.
And it hit him, and it threw him a good 4 feet into the road. And of course, it hurt him. You could see him like limping, and you could see he was hurt. But of course, he couldn't admit it, could he? He was like, "Are you all right? Yeah, I'm fine." You know,
As you were.
he wants to be out of there, doesn't he? He's just been run over by a spaz chariot. So
Yeah.
What do they call those? The hover rounds? The old carts?
well,
The old
to be
folks
honest,
always-
I think in Britain, a lot of people
The
that have
pussy
them
wagon.
don't really need them.
The pussy wagons, that's what
They're
are.
like,
Yeah.
you know, do you know them? I don't know if you have it in America, but we've got a benefit system over here. So one of those or an aluminium walking stick. You know,
Aluminum?
just yeah.
No.
Aluminium.
Aluminium. Come on.
Aluminium.
Simplified English.
Aluminium. Yeah.
We
So
simplify all of our words.
one
That's
of
lazy-
one of
lazy
those.
English.
It's just to make sure that the benefits people don't spot them. You know, if they're carrying one of those or riding one of them, then they're not fit for work, are they? You know, I think there's a lot of that. I'm not saying everybody before you all writing in your thousands complaining about what a bastard I am, but there are a few of you out there who
Email Tony at eroticambassador.
who are quite frankly taking the piss.
Yeah, it's gonna be all the backlash fucking coming in. What's wrong with benefits?
How dare you? I've got a bad back. Yeah, try being me for a week, sweetheart. You know.
She wouldn't have a bad back if the mattress wasn't stuck to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit, man! Just gonna make matters worse.
Try being me and Ben. Me and Ben are working man. Everything hurts. It's where we've got to in life. Everything hurts.
I'm past that point. Everything's been hurting for a couple of years now.
I threw out my back sitting down the other day.
I broke a rib sneezing while taking a shit.
At least
so-
you know how you did it. Wait while you wake up with injuries. How the fuck did that happen? You know.
I do.
And then you're sitting there like, man, did I fucking twist wrong or something last night when I was asleep?
I did that the other night. I still feel it in my wrist, and now every time I move my wrist, it cracks and
the
pops
clue-
and it
You
hurts.
fell
The
asleep-
clue is the
you fell
wrist.
asleep jerking off.
The clue is the
I did.
wrist. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were getting a bit of wrist action.
I think he was doing the
Every
stranger.
day.
You know, he's doing the stranger.
Twice.
He's been laying on
You've
it.
been
so
laying,
it goes
laying
numb,
on it so
wanking
it
too
goes
hard.
all tingly and numb. Feels
Didn't
like
realise
someone
he
else
broke
wanking
it.
you off. Yeah.
That's it.
Yep, we call that the stranger here too.
Yeah, a member of the Dead Hand Gang. Yeah.
You damage that wrist when it's numb, you're going to fucking
That's
know about it
it.
in the morning.
Cut off circulation, your hand drops off eventually.
So over there, do you guys call like bars pubs or?
We have bars and we have pubs.
Again, yeah, like cookies and biscuits. They're two different things.
Because
What's the difference between a bar and a pub?
well, back in the day, a pub was a public house. Okay, so it was basically a house where you could go, have a beer, have a meal. You know, it was a house that was open to the public.
Like a bar and grill?
Yeah, that's what we call
No,
a bar and
no,
grill.
it was a public house.
You're confusing
Right,
them. Fucking colonials.
If you go back to colonial times when America was better, you had taverns and inns.
Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of what a pub is. So when British people say
so
off to
it's
the
an
pub,
inn.
it's an inn or a tavern. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hostels.
it's kind of age-related, isn't it?
Yeah,
all the new stuff are bars.
Yeah. If it's opened in the last 10 years, it's a bar. If it's been around since the 19th century, it's probably a pub.
Yeah. It's like next door's been around since, I think, about 1850. This house has been here since 1604, you know?
Yeah, so...
You don't actually have a lot of history, do you? You know, you're quite the United States, compared to European countries, is a very new country.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's actually one of the things that I was going to say was I feel like with you guys have a lot more abundant history. And
yeah, well, we all live in castles.
Yeah,
On Sunday mornings, we practice with our longbows.
Mierda, if you release another arrow.
Oh, shit, man.
Yeah,
You
actually,
did
this
not
house
brave.
was
I
built
did.
about
They're
the time
not in
Columbus went
Ireland.
there.
I know, but
Ben's house is actually older than your country.
I believe it.
That's
You know,
insane.
it is. There's not a straight line or a right angle in it. I know because I helped fit
We
his
put
kitchen.
the kitchen in. What a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
So is a lot of the properties there that they've just been up for, all those years? Or
Well,
do
my
you guys
house,
have-
my house is very modern. It was built in 1906.
Holy shit,
That's modern for you guys?
It is compared to Ben's.
Holy fuck.
God damn.
Yeah.
Like modern here is it was
Like
built
10 years
last
old
year.
or last year, yeah.
No, don't get me wrong.
I
We have new houses being built too, but there's a lot of old stuff kicking around as well.
I wouldn't want the new stuff, though.
I feel
I
like
wouldn't want to.
fucking
I wouldn't
Lego.
want to live in a new house. The crap.
Well, here's
I'll put it this way: the houses they're building now won't be here in 500 years, like Ben's is.
True. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and they won't be here in
I'm thinking-
120 years, like mine is. You know.
Yeah. And Ben's been living in that house since he was,
He's been
since it
living
was
in.
first built,
He's been
right?
living since here since about 1700. Yeah. He wasn't the first owner.
The proud second.
So you guys are fucking
Ben's house
dinosaurs,
actually has
basically.
a tunnel, right? There used to be in bit of British history, but there were turbulent times between Catholics and Protestants, depending on who was king at the time, as to who had the upper hand, whether it was a Catholic king or a Protestant king. And at one time, it was very dangerous to practice being a Roman Catholic in this country. And Ben's house actually must have been at one point owned by Catholics, but there's a tunnel from a secret cellar under his stairs that goes out under the hillside somewhere. We don't know where it goes yet,
Not
do
yet.
we?
We've
But
only just found a cellar.
that was for the Catholic priest to escape through if the authorities turned up.
So you guys haven't actually went through the tunnel to
Well,
check it out?
It looks like it's filled in, doesn't it? But yeah.
But it's a job for winter. A further investigation.
Yeah.
When it's too cold to work on my my motorbike.
Look for him on that Ghost Adventures.
Yeah. Ghost
So
Adventures.
you got
Or
the
it's
green
gonna be
green night vision and shit going
the
on.
lost episode. He's
Did you-
gonna fucking cave himself in
T-
there.
Tony, what was that? Psst. Tony, what was that? Psst. Tony, what's that noise?
That's him having a wank. where
Never
he's
mind
talking.
that noise. you look back down your hole.
Oh goddamn! That's I went to a property. I was gonna go do a clean out for this property, and I went into their basement, and they had
That's
like it looked like a tunnel that goes in there. Yeah, basement, cellar. It's pretty much the same thing. Just the cellar for us. The cellar's outside, going inside, and the
Yeah.
basement's just already in the house.
Well, you call it what you
that's
like.
what
You're
we
still wrong.
You're still underground, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, well, you're still in the ground, but it's whatever. That's nor here nor there.
Is yours like Ben's cellar? Does it have like a kind of luminous ectoplasm all over the walls?
That's semen.
Yeah, the semen on the walls, yeah.
Ghostly ectoplasm.
Does glow.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I'm going to blame it on
When
the
you
ghost.
shine UV light on it, it lights up.
Ectoplasm, I swear.
Yeah, we
Ectoplasm.
tried doing that. We tried recording in UV light, but both of us couldn't stop laughing at all the stains on each other's mouth. Oh shit, man!
Couldn't post that YouTube video.
Yeah, that one wasn't fit for YouTube apparently.
Yeah. Went against their guidelines and standards.
We said you must be 18 to view.
It's explicit. We labeled it.
Yeah, dude, no, this basement had all these draped curtains, like the fucking clear, like, tarp curtains.
Yeah.
And it had all those, and when you moved the tarp curtains to the side, it kind of was like a tunnel, but you could see the end of it, but it was just a pitch black room, and I was like, nope, I ain't doing this. And I just went upstairs and never went back down to that fucking part of that basement. It was for a job. It wasn't a house I lived in. It was for a job where they were going to pay me.
What were you looking for? Was this when you were doing like pest control?
No, that was me.
No, he did pest control. This was actually fairly recently for a junk removal job, going and cleaning out a house. And I was trying to check to see if there was going to be anything that needed removed from the basement. And as I went into the basement and saw all that, I was like, no, I'm good. I ain't doing that basement area. It looks clean to me. And I went back upstairs and said, fuck that. I ain't going in that room. It felt weird.
It
there
just
was like
creeped
a cold
you out.
breeze. Yeah, man.
But so
I'm gonna be the
possibly
first one
some
to tell
kind
you.
of open window.
No, there was no. That was the thing. There was no windows in it. It was like an old ass house.
It's just a hole that ended.
Yeah, it ended, but it was like pitch black. But you could see the wall. But when I peek my head in, you can't see the side walls. And I was just like, look, I got a metal leg. Like, I got all these plates and screws in my leg. I can't outrun shit. So I'm just not even gonna put myself in the situation. I just left. So fuck that. I don't know about ghosts and all that shit, but I didn't know what was down there. I just didn't feel right. The customer was a
Something
little
menacing
weird.
and horrific.
Yeah, I thought, because that customer was a strange customer too. I just thought that I was about to like be a part of How to Catch a Serial Killer or some shit. Fucking finding my body parts all over the place. You ain't gonna ever find the penis. You can't even find that attached to my body.
Okay, right. So, question for you guys. Question for you as well, Ben.
Go on.
Right. I went to the pictures. Do you call it the pictures?
It's a cinema to
Cinema?
them, I think.
Oh, a theater.
We went to see a movie.
The movie theater.
There
Right.
we go. Lost in
And I watched
translation.
a movie called The Purge, The Forever Purge.
Yes.
I don't know that
I've
one.
seen all of them.
Right, so basically, it's set in America. This particular one's set in Texas, so it's going to be good. And basically, one day a year, they're allowed to purge. Basically, they can go out and kill whoever they want.
Okay.
As a kind of way of thinning out the population, kind of, you know. And then, so all the law and order shuts down for the day and everybody goes mental. So you've either got to hole yourself up in your house and protect your family.
Because you're a cunt because people are coming for you.
Or you can go out and purge. Now, my question for you is this. Would you, if you were given the opportunity, if that were like a real situation, would you go out and be a psycho and purge? Or would you be good and stay at home? Now, I know that if this were, I reckon there'd be quite a few want to come and purge me. Because I have made one or two enemies over the years, you know. I'm not ashamed to admit that, you know. So
Pick a fucking number and get in line.
yeah. So if anybody wants to purge me, get in the queue.
If I didn't have like kids or wasn't with somebody, if I was just single,
Right, well,
and
if you could
did my
assume,
own
if
thing,
you
I
could
probably would.
assume your family was perfectly safe, right? Would you go out and purge? Moral question: would you go out and take a Louisville slugger to somebody's head, or what do you have over there? Do you own a gun?
Yeah, I do.
I have a lot of knives.
Now, you see, that's just geeky and weird.
Oh, no, knives are good because they
I've got
don't
a
make any fucking noise.
I've got a collection of samurai swords because I'm not a fucking massive geek. I wear a long black leather trench coat and I paint my face white and wear big black makeup around my eyes and can't get laid.
This is like a
That's-
collection of
telling me
redneck
my
knives.
That's
biography over
the
here.
guy that has the collection of swords and knives. Come on,
I do have those actually.
you weirdo. Yeah.
I own a trench coat, but it's for Halloween and working at the haunted house.
Hey, when you
So,
collect knives and swords, mate, every day is Halloween.
story
No.
of my life.
After having my bum leg and everything, I got a gun because I'm not gonna fight anybody. I'm just gonna.
That would put you
Yeah,
at
I'm
a
not
definite disadvantage in a purge situation, wouldn't it? Your bum leg.
Yeah, and I probably wouldn't go out purging. I'd probably wait for, like, I don't know, man. I'm the
Wait
type
to be provoked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of broke my leg trying to help people. I'd probably be the type running towards the screaming person and then fucking get jumped by a bunch of people and killed. I'd be the fucking
So
Trying to help
stay at
somebody
home and
out.
fortify your home then.
45.
yeah, probably, man. I just fucking
Yeah, at this point, I
in
think I
my
would do the
young
same.
What about-
hothead days, I might be out like fighting someone or some shit. But now I'm older and I'm to the point where it's just fucking let nature run its course.
What about you, Ben? What do you reckon?
I can think of some that I'd like to get rid of. I better not name them on here.
I have a list.
You see this
But-
notepad that I bring to every podcast?
That was my thing. Like, if there's someone specific. Like, I'm lucky enough I don't really have like anyone that I necessarily hate to that point or dislike to that point. But if
Give
I
it
did,
time.
Yeah, the
give
days
it,
are
give
young.
it time.
yeah. Well, I just don't go around people. Like, I'm fucking. Besides coming over here with Bash, I don't do much. I'm a homebody and shit. And if I did have someone like that, I would invite them over before the purge starts. Be like, yeah, I have like this really fucking awesome house. No one's getting into this shit. Come on over and have this roofie drink over here. And then while they're all drugged up,
then
I'd
you
do some
bum
shit.
them and kill them.
Probably
Yeah,
the way
no, I
around.
probably
Or kill
just,
them and bum them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
In
gotta-
that order.
Yeah, you just gotta fucking. No, you do it and then just show them like a video of it or something. Like, let
I
a-
think
let a
I
dog
must
or a
I
pig
must
fuck
be
'em.
boring then because I don't think I would. I think I'd be the guy that fortifies the home and.
That's because of how many are coming for you.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Maybe it's just that we're just, like you say, old and a bit more sensible. I don't know. But it did make me think watching the film. It was an interesting one.
It makes you think about yourself and what you would do in the situation. Like,
I
like
think
when there's a movie
a
like that.
purge in Britain would be far more horrible than a purge in America.
It'd be more medieval.
It would because we don't have guns.
No.
So we'd have to
Yeah.
we'd have to beat another man to death with our penis until both he and I are crying. That's how emotional it would be.
Is that a challenge?
Oh Jesus! Ben's got a bloody samurai sword, the geeky bastard.
No, now this.
Oh,
Put it
what
away!
the fuck,
Put
man?
it away! What the fuck's that?
It would be the two bald guys have the fucking sword collection going on.
Yeah,
This I got from a monk in Thailand.
I'm the hairy, handsome one like you, mate.
You got it from a monk in Thailand.
A monkey. It looks like you got it from a monkey in Thailand.
In
It's
Thailand,
still-
we've
it still
all
has
seen
the
the monks in the orange
The monkeys
robes.
from Bangkok. Just see.
They've got a female version. They wear white robes, and she had to sell this, which was gifted to her when she became,
She had to sell it.
to pay for her mother's health care.
Ah.
So I gave her more than she was asking, just so she could pay for her mother's health
So
care.
is that an antique?
So I don't.
Did
think she didn't look that old, but
But
I
she
don't
was.
know, it feels a decent quality.
To be honest, it does actually. You could lop a man's leg off with that, I reckon.
Yeah.
It kind of. Can we record the podcast at my house in future?
Well, have you got a?
I just
a
think there's
little sword?
less things like that lying around.
I gotta say, I do have a respect for the more medieval type of
Weaponry
situation. Yeah, where I feel like you'd have to be more personal with someone if you were doing that in England. Like,
It'd take
pulling a trigger
it'd take a lot more
is
courage,
easy.
wouldn't it, to beat a man with your penis than it would
Shoot
shooting from
yards
50
away.
metres away. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be hard for me because I'd practically be having to sit on his face to fucking beat him with my wiener. So
But
You probably suffocate him first. Yeah.
you've thought about this before, haven't you?
you fucking just ass to mouth, fucking smacking him in the forehead with my nuts.
Yeah, it would be more medieval, but when it's not purge
Teabag
time,
him
a
to
blade's
death.
better
Yeah.
because it makes no noise and you're more likely to use it.
But are you though? Are you? I don't know.
Someone hears the unzipping of
I
your
got a
pants
big
behind
boot
them.
and a
It's
shovel.
like,
I
what
have-
the fuck?
When I ride around on a bike, if
It's
I'm going
on.
into areas I know are likely, like high motorcycle crime areas, Manchester, that kind of area, Bradford, where people try and take your motorcycle off you. I mean, to be fair, I usually do get left alone. I did have one incident in Nottingham where I growled at them and they went away looking for easier pickings. But
Nice.
I
I'm
tend to
actually
carry.
a growler.
I've got an old British spanner. It's an 1.5 inch King Dick. King Dick was
Damn, that's-
King Dick was a really old British brand of tool,
Well, you're beating me.
and but a big spanner in the pannier of a motorcycle. I was clever because it fits the rear wheel nut, so
there
it
you
actually fits the bike too. So I've got a reason to have it.
Yeah, there lies my problem. I got a tyre iron in my GTO and it fits nothing I fucking own.
So
I
yeah,
have in my work truck, if I'm not carrying like my gun, I have a tire iron in the bed of the truck, and then I have like a baseball bat behind my seat.
of course the sensible man's weapon you've got there is the truck.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
that's the
you want to be
sensible man's
using, isn't it? It was a fucking accident, officer. He stepped out in front of me,
Twice.
yeah, and I got like those.
and then he stepped
My
out
truck
behind
is
me.
it's extremely redneck. It's got like the fucking metal ram bar on the front and shit.
Is it a Dodge?
No, it's a Chevy.
Chevy? Is that
Silverado.
Is that thought of as good or bad? I'd quite like an American pickup truck because America.
I
I'm
prefer
actually,
Chevy,
actually.
I'm a bit of a redneck at heart myself. I like both kinds of music, country and western. You know,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This is technically a redneck truck. It has like an American flag in the roof of it, like the ceiling of it.
Like
and
the
shit.
General Lee.
I bought it like that. Yeah. Well, no,
Yeah, I
because it's
bought
not
it like
on the
that.
top.
I'm
It's on the
fucking
it's the liner above your head.
Oh, not on the actual
so-
paint, not in the paint job.
Okay.
So it's
No, not in the paint job. So I bought this from a kid up north because I knew I just needed a truck that I could junk. And I got it from him. And when I look at the inside, he had like all these LED lights and this hee-haw design and shit. And it's an actual American flag, like
You buy it off
fastened
Puff
to
Daddy?
the overhead.
Puff
So
Daddy.
Yeah, Puff Daddy.
is this what you? Has your ride been pimped?
It's it's been fucking puffed.
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 Okay.
We did explain what that means
Yeah,
over here, yeah?
It's a little you think it's manly, but it's a bit just fucking feminine. We're gonna say it's your version.
Their version of
That's the
Puff.
English version, yeah.
Do you know the problem when you've got a pickup truck? The problem when you've got a pickup truck is people keep asking you for favours. Oh, will this go in your pickup truck? Do you think you could move this for me?
fucking
Oh,
time.
fuck, all the time. There's not enough hours in the day to move other people's shit, is there?
No, and it's like they don't want to pay you shit to do it. Like, oh, I'll give you gas money. You know how much fucking gas it takes to drive the pickup truck to
No,
where
they,
you want
they,
me to go?
they don't, do they? They don't realise that you use I'm actually working not too far away, next town and a little bit further, and I'm spending £100 a week nearly in diesel at the moment.
Oh yeah, you have diesel. Okay, yeah. See,
Yeah.
I got lucky. I have mine's just regular gas.
All
and I still
pickups in
spend
England are
40
now
bucks.
diesel.
Yeah, we tend to use diesel for commercial vehicles in England because,
Okay.
and we pay a lot of money for petrol too. It's 80% tax, isn't it? So
It's disgraceful.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
fucking
we get
disgraceful.
hammered on tax on fuel.
See, we've had this before on our podcast. Tony started complaining about £1.30 for a litre of diesel. And I said, the Americans don't know what a pound is or a litre or diesel. So it's pretty much
Oh, we
meaningless.
have diesel.
We have
Yeah,
diesel,
you've got
yeah.
you put it in your Peterbilts and your Kenworths, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was the Dark of the
we
Moon
do
on the
have-
6th of June in a Kenworth pulling logs. Is that the one?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you
basically.
old enough to remember that?
Yeah, I remember it.
Yeah. Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, what was I? I was gonna say like the diesel trucks here, like the 350s, right?
Yeah.
They're like just these big stupid ass trucks.
Yeah, they got the Cummins.
Then you get the ones with.
I think they're about 7 litre normally, aren't they?
You call them a semi or a semi, don't you?
Yeah, you mispronounce.
I had a semi. I had a semi
no,
this
they're
a
morning.
whole different thing.
No, we have diesel pickup trucks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen them.
Like
the
if
dualies.
it's F350 or 3500, like a Chevy Silverado 3500 and shit. They like I have a Chevy Silverado, but
See, I think they look really nice. I think they look really smart trucks.
I prefer the Sierra.
Is that the
This looks
GMC?
like,
so that's the funny part. The bed of my truck is a Sierra. It's a 8-foot Sierra bed, but the cab is actually the truck itself was a Silverado. The kid who had it before me wrecked it into a tree and put the Sierra bed on it because the measurements matched up right.
Because I've had a
So
few American
my truck
cars in
don't know
England.
what the fuck it's trying to be.
his truck looks like Mater from what is that Pixar
Well, that's
movie?
what Tony
Cars.
wants his to look
Does
like.
it look like a rapist's truck?
The Jeepers Creepers truck where
Yeah.
he'll eat you.
Yeah, basically.
It's like that. I
Well,
say so.
My
it's
truck
pretty-
is a Ford Ranger. Now in America,
That's
that's
good
like a
truck.
baby.
Ranger.
That's like a baby, like a girl's pickup
I'll
truck.
sit in the bed of his 8-foot
Yeah,
truck.
I like
But
them though.
over
I
here,
like the Rangers.
that's a big vehicle by our standards.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we want anything bigger than that, we need to buy American.
Yeah, if
don't
we want
have
a
it.
bigger pickup truck than mine, you've basically got to go and get an American one.
Fuck yeah!
Gotta
'cause
get you a
mine's,
Ford Ranger.
mine's got like probably like a 6-inch lift and shit, like things that didn't need on it. Fucking ridiculous sized truck.
Mine's
But it
mine's
works
very
good
practical.
for what I do.
It's a bit rusty and a bit battered, but it's a working truck. It's very practical.
Yeah, but a rusty truck is like a man with scars, dude. There's a story to that, you know.
Yeah.
Fucking that truck been through some shit.
What about a man with rust and a truck with scars?
Well, a man with rust is a guy who doesn't wipe his ass.
Or a man who carries the ginger gene,
What's that?
the ginger gene.
Oh, the ginger gene.
Yeah.
God damn it, that's me.
Me and
Got you there.
Me and Bash.
No,
that's Vader.
It's Beta the ginger one. Why do I keep getting the
Vader's the
two of you
ginger.
mixed up?
Because they
And
both sound exactly the same.
do- you do-
And I've seen them on webcam the other day. They both look exactly
you
the
do
same.
look
as well.
the same, don't you? Except one of you, if you were to put your head in an egg cup, would look like a boiled egg.
Yeah,
That's you, man.
So, we've
gotta
got
shave
one
it
of them
every
as
once
well.
in a while.
Ben is our boiled egg.
Yeah. You're just
Yeah,
just
I'm
gotta
on the
shave
right.
your beard and you look like a boiled egg.
yeah.
That's
Oh, well.
a big ass boiled egg, man. Fucking
Yeah, my head doesn't match my body at all.
at all.
I got this big old body and a little head.
I just grew
Yeah.
through my hair. Now it's all just on my back, you know. My
Yeah,
my hair's about
mine's
5'6" and I'm 5'9".
He's what you got? Fucking. It's
6'1".
like an ostrich egg for a head, and then a fucking silverback gorilla for a body.
That's it. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
basically what
The
I
bit
am.
round the sides, the nest.
I'm more orangutan, really long, airy ginger arms.
Yes.
Yeah,
the
small
pot
pot belly. Hangs upside down from
Small-
trees for
small
ages
pot
without
belly.
getting tired.
Is he? I feel like you're my British twin or English twin. What is it? Do we say? Is it British or English?
Well,
To be honest, I would accept both. We're English, but
But
British
again, we're
is
back
good.
to biscuits and cookies. They're, you know, British covers Scottish, Welsh, Northern Ireland.
Okay.
But
I
we
got
are
you.
actually English, yes.
Yeah. But more
Although-
importantly than that, we are
Okay.
Yorkshire.
In the army, I was in a Scottish regiment. You've got to send a
They only let gingers
Yorkshireman.
in, don't they?
You've got but you've got to send a Yorkshireman north sometimes to keep the buggers civilised.
So the way I guess the best way to put that is the Scots are basically like us, but across the pond, right?
No,
Like they're the deep fried and dirty,
well,
right?
no, they do eat. They do eat a lot of deep fried food. They stereotypically they have an unhealthy diet, and proportionally, the NHS has to spend more per capita in Scotland than it does in England. The National Health Service.
And is that why they hit
I would
40%
hate to
tax
see
at
how
a
much
lower
they
rate?
spend here.
Yeah. Also, their kids get to go to
Yeah.
university for free and ours don't. There's a lot of unfairness.
Oh, that's shitty.
Yeah, that is a bit shitty. To say we're all supposedly under
You
the
know-
same government.
We're all in it together.
Supposedly, yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
their kids can go to university in England or Scotland or Northern Ireland or Wales for absolutely free, whereas English kids come away with 30 grand worth of crippling debt before they've even started their careers.
Yeah,
It is bullshit. But you try telling that to a porridge wog. A Scot, and and they don't like it. Apparently, you're being unfair.
Yeah,
Apparently, that's unfair.
I think that's
too right. Yeah.
And then all the shit with the U.S. fucking. Anytime someone says anything about the U.S., I always agree with it because I feel like fucking we do have a lot of issues.
I think you're right.
Right.
I think the US does have a lot of issues, but I think there's a lot good about it as well. There's a lot I actually had. I think we've said this in our podcast. I mean, we do take the mickey out of American ways and things because you're so different to ours and things. But there's a lot good. I mean, you still respect, I think, working values. You know. A guy who set up a business and things over there it is still, I think, in certainly in some places, a land of opportunity. You know, if you want to go out there and make something of yourself, America is one of the places I think you can still do it. You know, so I think there's something good there as well, and of course, there's a lot of it that's beautiful and wilderness still, which we don't have just as.
Yeah, it's just not the women.
I'm sure you've got some beautiful women there too, but we have
all 5 of them are already taken.
We don't have as much wilderness here because we're a tiny country. You can fit probably like 6 or 7 Englands into Wisconsin. I mean, I wouldn't like to guess, but yeah, we are a tiny little island.
I never thought of Wisconsin being that big because it's like I feel like everywhere I fucking go, I find.
I wouldn't like to say. I mean, I'm guessing. I don't know exactly how big in proportion Wisconsin is to Britain, but it's bigger than Britain.
And the population of America is 3 times Britain, but about 100 times the size. You know.
Yeah, that's the thing. So the number of people you've got per square mile is far less than here. You know, especially where we live in a highly populated sort of belt across. We've got Liverpool, Manchester, Bradford, Leeds, Hull, along one road called the M62. It's a motorway, like a big highway that goes across the middle of England, the middle of Britain, and that's where we live. And it's it's densely populated. To put it in perspective, we live in our county, Yorkshire. There are more people in Yorkshire than there are in Scotland. Which is a whole.
Well, do you know what the guesstimated average of how many people live where you are in your county?
To be honest, I'm not certain.
About 4 million. I
think something like 4 million at a recent count, but I don't know currently. Just in one city, and that's considered probably quite a small city, by American standards.
We've gone all educational now, haven't we?
Oh yeah, what were you all writing about? I said,
fucking some cop shooting someone and shit.
It was a racial thing over a cop shooting an African American.
Was it a shooting? So. Was that one where he knelt on his head?
No, that was
Minnesota, wasn't it? Minnesota.
Different one.
I think it was.
Yeah, it might have been in Minnesota. And then the other one, the one that happened here, the shooting actually happened in Kenosha, Wisconsin. The guy was like, I don't want to get too far into it and shit, and someone listen and start being all fucking correcting me and shit.
Yeah, okay. So there was a shooting, basically, in the news.
Yeah, there was a shooting and the person didn't die.
He was paralyzed.
And then riots happened and fucking there was like all kinds of crazy shit, like a local militia of basically kids with fucking guns. And
there's something
crazy. And
something very frightening about mob mentality sometimes, isn't there?
Yeah. And I
it's like the purge, basically.
Yeah, so basically you've had a bit of purging, haven't you?
Yeah, and it all happened like just a couple blocks from where I live, like a couple of streets over. Like a lot of the big the houses burning and shit like that.
Yep.
And after that, I had my surgery, so I was in a bed with my leg up and shit. I have a kid, so I was like on police scanners with a gun next to my bed and shit the whole fucking
I mean,
time.
the businesses that were getting burned down right around the corner from where we're recording right now.
Yeah.
That whole area of all the businesses.
the car lot that got burned.
And the
all
uptown
the cars.
buildings right there. Yeah. Right
That's
here.
the irony, isn't it? You know, want to protest about injustice, go and burn some working man's business. You know, or break his shop
And then
window and steal all his stock. You know, that's...
And then you get shit talked when you say that too. They'll be like, "Well, how was it justice to begin with?" I'm not saying it was justice to begin with, but if you guys are saying that you got to fight violence with violence for someone to hear, then it's like all these innocent people being
a working man with a
assaulted and
family
shit.
has to suffer to prove your point of injustice. And if you want to talk trash for me about that, well, you're welcome to do it. Get a fucking job, is what I say.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Next time that they get pissed off, they should burn down. Their own
that's
house.
right. Yeah.
Fucking A, man. We try not to get into
Yeah, we're going all
politics and
political
shit
now.
like
It's
that
fucking
here, but
broken,
it's-
isn't it? You know?
It's not. Yeah, it's not political. It's
It's
fucking,
it's just mental,
it's
isn't it? It's just
bullshit,
crazy.
you know?
Yeah. But we're reaching a point now where
Yeah.
my family are going to come home and be loud. So we got an hour and 20 something there recorded.
Shall we wind it
Yeah,
up?
we're about an hour and a half in.
And then we can
Alright.
edit
Well,
the
thanks
cream of
for-
it, can't we?
Thanks for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being on a show with us and letting us be on yours. This has been a fun episode.
It's been
Yeah,
good. I mean,
it's
it
been
gives
a
you
laugh, hasn't it?
Somebody to bounce off more, you know?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it was fun, that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We got to definitely do
Yeah,
it
it's
again.
been nice talking to you guys. Dudes.
You do.
You as well.
Dudes.
All you young
All right,
dudes, yeah.
dudes. All right. Well, I guess let's go ahead and
All
call
right,
it
you
then.
get.
We'll
you-
talk to
you
you
guys
later,
take care.
guys.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Bye.